This is the Kadena one-year overview reading for the year of 2024. It's currently November 18th, 2023, 9:33 p.m. Eastern Time. Kadena at the time of this reading is currently 0.5702, or just over 57 cents USD. The shuffle video we're going to play for you here in just a moment was created on November 14th, 2023 at 1:32 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video down here in the corner. The overall theme of behavior for the year, there's a notable rally on a one-year chart scale that'll stand out, offering opportunity to close long positions and open up short positions. That rally is combined with a overbought crest that we sell off from pretty notably through multiple support levels, again on a one-year chart scale. Behavior around the highest side, we have a sideways fluctuating rally that precedes a decline. So when that rally ends, sharp decline, actually, we've got unicursal hexagram energy at the high, so sharp decline. Behavior around the low, we'll have an important resistance level that'll stand out on a one-year chart scale, and it's a resistance level that we failed to break through many times before. That resistance will be highlighted near the low, or lows for the year. Before we go any further, guys, I want to make sure everybody's aware the whole rule of the whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. And the way that we do that is by following the rule of karma for the channel. It's also very important to follow this rule if you plan to profit from the information. You go to our website, tarotfortraders.com, under resources. 5% of all profitable trades, the profits should be donated to one of these charities. 5%. And then 5% of the profit should be donated back to the channel through one of these links. That leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that money out of love. As long as you follow those rules, you're an angel investor of the channel. The universe is going to send it back to you tenfold through this channel. Neglect to follow through on the rule of karma, and the universe will shut off the flow of abundance through this channel. I promise you that. Blessings to all my angel investors. All right, so the best way to read a one-year chart, if you're new to this, guys, each cluster of 4 cards going from left to right, top to bottom, represents 1 month out of the year: January, February, March, and so on. Right? Within each cluster, there's 2 cards in the middle going from left to right, side by side. Each card represents about 2 weeks of time, but not each card's energy is going to line up perfectly with 2 weeks of time. So you need to give it about 2 weeks of wiggle room at some points. Maybe the timing will be mostly accurate, if not all accurate. But when it's off, give it about plus or minus 2 weeks, and follow the sequence of events as far as chart events, right, that we predict, because that'll keep you on track as far as where we are in the grand scheme of things. All right, so in early January, we have 3 crisscrosses back and forth through the same price level. That's up, then down, then back up through it, confirming a bullish trend on the way up. Mid-month, there's a trough that we're rotating sideways near the January low, and mid-month, there's a big move higher, almost like maybe like a breakout on a multi-year scale, or excuse me, on a multi-day scale, out of the low. Sideways rotation near the January high, as well as a trade opportunity. And then late in January, we have a crest that we sell off through multiple support levels. What's important is that there's a lot of cross-reading congruencies going on here. We've got the crossing card from the 10-year reading here. We've got the 2024 card for the 10-year reading, and we've got the 2024 preview card from the 2020, all clustered here right before these unicursals. I think we probably have, and then also that Princess of Wands correlates very strongly to the theme card, which is that opportunity. So I think there's this rally here that we'll talk about in more detail, but there's definitely an opportunity in there. So check out the paid version if you want to know about the trade opportunities. Guys, if you're interested in the best trades that we see, as well as where the highest highs for the year, the lowest lows for the year, and then any relevant trades on a multi-year scale, as well as price level information and whether or not KDA outperforms Bitcoin in 2024, all that stuff you find in the paid version, which you can get here on our website, Tarot for Traders, under our services, SO Meta Posts. Scroll down to one-year report, click here to order. Specify the year, in this case 2024, specify the ticker, in this case KDA, add to cart. We remember the names of everybody that, I recognize the names of everybody that orders these guys. These guys are like the real supporters of the channel. So much appreciation. Everybody goes and does that. And really, if you utilize this information regularly, you should, guys. It's the right thing to do. Sideways rotation in early February that ends with a fast sudden move higher on a multi-day scale, taking us into a breakout, which leads to a highest high for February. That breakout doesn't hold. There's a sharp decline towards off of that February high and into the late February with a significant drop right on the cusp of February, March as well. So likely the February low towards the very end of March. And what's interesting is that the February low correlator card is the Princess of Wands, indicating that there's opportunity to open up a long position in the midst of a rally off of that low, which you can deduce from that we're going to see that low again relatively soon. And again, it looks like that. I'll talk about that in more detail in the paid version. So we have this trough early in March, and we rally pretty notably in early March, but that rally doesn't hold. We end up back at lows mid-month. Opportunity there. A notable low on a one-year chart scale, a pretty prominent low standing out here in March. Near the March high, we have multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance, important on a one-year chart scale. Okay, so we have a pretty sharp drop on the cusp of February, March. And then out of that sharp drop, we should do some rallying a little bit on like a multi-day scale. Some rallying, have multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance at the March high. And then that rally turns into a decline through key support, like a sharp decline through key support. We have a trough towards the later part of March, maybe 2 troughs toward the later part of March, but like the second half of March, maybe middle to late March. And that'll be an important trough on like a one-year chart scale. Sideways fluctuating decline in early April. Looks like it probably is connected to the decline into the March low. So we do a sideways fluctuating decline. It does proceed a rally, so there's some volatility near the April low and a sharp drop, but also when we create the trough in near the April low, there's a big move to the upside, probably the end of the first week of April, and that might very well take us to a high or crest that we sell off from pretty notably down through multiple supports. But then we do a U-shaped make reversal, come back and reuse like one of the supports as support near the end of the month with some sideways rotation. And then once establishing support, big move higher, followed by more sideways rotation, establishing support at a higher level as we enter into May. An important high in like maybe the second or third week of May, and a prominent move higher to meet that high, followed by a full retracement of that move as we exit May. The low of May will form when we have a failed attempt to break through key resistance on a 1-year chart scale, followed by a decline through key support into a low, or a prominent trough on a 1-year chart scale there early in the month of May. Pretty mixed behavior in early June. Notable decline, probably crypto-wide off of the June high. Decline increases with the momentum moving forward into the end of the month of June. I'm advised to be cautious near the lows here in June, not to do anything too impulsive. Price swings as we enter July. Volatility near the July low that ends with a fast sudden move higher, taking us to an important price level on the cusp of July, or maybe late July, and then again in August. But the move to the July high forms when out of a decline, or in the face of in the face of seemingly overwhelming headwinds. Out of a scary decline or overwhelming headwinds, we should still move to the upside to reach that high. It looks like that high is probably towards the cusp of July, or maybe even into August. It's hard to say. There's also a very significant low there in early August that forms after a brief peak that's easily missed, followed by a decline through key support levels. We likely see that low twice, the August low, probably see that price level more than once, because we have a prominent move out of it, followed by a full retracement back down, and a lot of price change around the later part of August that offers opportunity to play both directions. Not at the same time, but like first in one direction, and then there's a reversal and back in the other direction, like full reverse retracement or something like that, which is very much what could take place here with the Princess of Swords. Important crest on the cusp of August, September. A lot of price change. There's also an important trough there on the cusp. Out of a decline, so we probably have the crest and then the trough. Yeah, and I'm advised not to chase that crest. So we probably have the crest and then the trough, and then out of that decline in early September, there's a big move from the bottom of the range all the way to the top of the range on a multi-day scale, sending out on a 1-year chart scale. There's a support level that's established near the high, or a price level that acts as support near the September high. It's an important price level on a multi-year scale. Out of the September low, there's a rally along a diagonal trend line breaking through horizontal resistance to meet a second resistance, and then it ends with a fast sudden move higher, probably on the cusp of September, October, or early October. Ends with a fast sudden move higher, and then a breakdown through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down. So it's a pretty notable move higher, successfully turning support and resistance into support. But then we decline pretty notably. And when we turn that resistance into support, it should be an important price level on a multi-year scale. It's pretty mixed there in October. And I think that the October low is probably mid-month, and we revisit a support level in a period of sideways rotation near the October low. It's a support level that was recently a past opportunity. If it follows similar to a lot of the other crypto readings, then we might have another low here. This might be revisiting of another significant low right here in October, similar price level to August. And there's a peak, a near overbought peak that we sell off from at that important price level on a multi-year scale in late October. A lot of price change in the midst of volatility in early November. Price swings near the November high, which difficult to determine where it is. Maybe later in the month of November, because we have a failed attempt to break the key resistance and then a decline through key support. And that resistance will be resistance that technicals lead us to believe we're going to break through, break out through. Instead, we decline through key support. Behavior around the November low, sideways, bumping along resistance, sideways, maybe breaking through, bumping along some more, maybe breaking through again. It'll be overall bullish, but for the most part, bumping along sideways behavior. And then we have a pop and drop in early December. An important price level, important upper end of a range, and highlighted at the high of December, and it looks like that's towards the end of the month of December. A really notable opportunity in the December low, and then a fast sudden move higher standing out on a 1-year chart in late December. Looks pretty bullish in 2025, although there is at least one sharp drop there.